Welcome back, guys. So today I thought what we'll do is we'll just do a quick walk around on my kayak that I use. It's the Vanhunks Zambezi 10 foot. Now, why did I choose this this kayak? Well, for me it just looked like the best value for money. So if we quickly have a look at it and we start from the front here, I find that it's, for me, it's the perfect size. It's not too big, it's not too small where there's no stability. I just find it's the perfect fit for me. So if you look at from the front, the carry handles on the front are absolutely fantastic, but I will say that the carry handle on the back where the rudder is, sometimes this is a little bit tricky to get your hands in on, but the fact that it's got the rudder for me is just an absolute must. You know, it's one of those things that I've tried to use a kayak that doesn't have a rudder, and for me personally, I think the rudder is a must. So this is from when you start baseline to where you want to go. You want to put a pedal drive in, you want to put a motor in, you can do it right here. This whole section comes out, and then you can use that space for a e-box and put a sneaker motor on, or you can just put a rudder system in, a pedal drive system in. And that pedal drive system that you put in there is also supplied from Vanhunks. So very, very good, very versatile kayak. And I find for me, it's something I can buy and I can keep for a really long time. So just to quickly have a look, the rudder on this point, you can easily tuck it away and it's safely lifted, as well as you can release it, and the rudder system at the back releases. So if you have a look at that, pull it up and it just releases quite easily. So right, so while we're at it, let's look at this rudder system. This rudder system allows you to do two things. It allows you to use it with the foot controls, and the foot controls basically are connected now. There's an extra set of ropes here, and these ropes go to the hand rudder. So this hand rudder, basically, if you decide, well, now I want to put a pedal drive system in, or I want to put a motor in, you can then control from here. So you just simply connect this up, you connect it up through these little holes here, and then you would disconnect the foot rudders, and it would easily then swap, and you would then control it with the hand. So it makes it super easy. What I found already is I love it as it is for paddling, but what I find is when I do have a fish on, it does make it difficult for when I'm fishing and I'm still moving around. So I would love to eventually go to a foot pedal system or to a sneaker motor, so that I can actually easily with one hand adjust, or even better, you know, like with my feet adjust if I have to, and keep my hands on the rod. So it just gives you options. You know, this is for the hand, here's the foot rudder control, and this is very simple. You know, you can basically move this around anywhere you want it. So from here you simply just slot it down, and you can actually move your system wherever you want it to go. There we go. So just by putting it in center, you can move this all the way, adjust it. It's got a nice wide selection of where you need to adjust it, and for me, I found this is kind of, for me, the best spot. You lock it in place, and now it's no longer moving around. And these are amazing. You just simply, the top, you simply push your feet down there, and it just adjusts your rudder for you. So very easy, very simple. Then the next thing I think that's worth mentioning is this particular box in the middle. I love this box. It's easy to adjust it. You can take it out, so you just simply undo here. I'll quickly undo it, and you just turn these sideways, and this entire box comes out. And this is where your sneaker motor or your pedal drive would be. But for now, I've got this toolbox, and let me tell you, this toolbox is incredibly handy. I find that this is just the best system for me. It's nice and close, it's nice. You can lock it out, as you can see here. It's easy to lock out, it's not going to go anywhere, and it's on a nice big strong hinge at the back here. So for me, that is big enough. I can get all my baits in here, I can get my terminal tackle in here. I sit right here and I'm right where I need my goods. So this for me is amazing. I've also opted to put a Garmin fish finder on it, so for me it doesn't go through, so it stays fairly watertight. And I've just got my Garmin mounted exactly where I want it, right in front of me. So for me personally, that I find is the best. Then these seats are incredible. I've had lots of other seating options, and this for me by far is just the best. You know, it's adjustable. This particular model of Vanhunks kayaks, what I love about it is that it's actually, your seat is locked in, so you can't remove it. It does lift in the front in case you need to make small adjustments or quickly get to this space, but for me I find that it's perfect just having it like this. It doesn't move around, it doesn't shift, it stays exactly where it needs to be. While we're looking under the seat, this hatch here is basically for you to do a lot of cable control. So you can lift this up, you can simply unscrew these stainless steel screws, you can get inside, you can control your cabling where you want it to go. For me, I found I don't really use this as much, because the nice thing about this particular Zambezi is when you open this scupper plug, you'll see that it's got a direct access for your transducer. So your transducer is protected. It doesn't it's got no risk of knocking around or anything like that. It's perfectly situated there, and it's quite central. So for me, with my transducer cable coming from there, all I do is I bunch up the little bit of excess cables which I haven't tied down anywhere, and then this particular two set of cables, the one is for power, the one is to the transducer, that just goes into my fish finder. And then I can take my power cable and I can simply tuck it away. I have my power cable that comes to the back here, and I've got a small battery that just connects right here. For the guys that are going to look at salt water, we've got all kinds of waterproof solutions in little cases. The cases are as affordable as 500 Rand, and you can store your battery inside there, and we can show you how to water seal this cable, and it simply will just lie inside the box. You can open the box up and put your battery in, and it's nice and easy, and it's out of the way. So for me, I find that's nice and neat, and it's not in my way at all. The other great thing about this kayak is it's got so many different options. So first of all, there's 4 rod holders. I think that's amazing. I don't necessarily use all 4 of them, but for the guys that feel like they want to have 4 rods, that's perfect. You want to carry a net, you can also have a net in there. And then apart from the 4 rod holders, it's got 4 rails. So these rail systems are incredible for guys that want to customize to their liking. Now we're going to stock a full range of rail blazer accessories, and those are going to be in the store in probably the next week or so. So you can actually have a look and see exactly how you want to mount it, and we'll throw some images up on the screen just so you can see. But there are just so many ways that you can kit out and customize your kayak without making permanent changes like what I've done here for my fish finder. Here you can put your fish finder on, you can have rail accessories, anything that you can think of. There's lights, there's rod holders, there's anything. And that for me is just, again, flexibility. So if you look at what comes in this kayak, it's incredible, you know. There's 1 bottle holder here. I have found that if you have a need for other bottles, you've got a bottle holder here and you've got a bottle holder there, so you can actually have 3 bottles. Then if you look at under the seat there's a fair amount of storage. You can put a tackle box there quite easily, and then on the side it's got beautiful tackle boxes that just bungee across, and they safely mounted there. There's one on this side, there's one on that side. So there you've got 2 accessible tackle boxes that you can keep right by your side. So those are the easy sort of storage solutions. I find that I use the under seat and the 2 sides, and then I use this tackle box or this storage box in the middle here. I personally don't use the space in the back and the space in the front too much. it is nice to have for when you've got a couple of snacks or goodies you want to take with you and it's a long day on the water. Then these things are nice. A lot of guys like putting crates on the back of their kayaks. I personally, at this stage, I'm not a massive fan of it. I don't find I need it. All I do is I use those compartments in the front and I'm good to go. I might have an anchor that I use, and apart from the anchor, I don't really have too much need for storage. But as you can see here, the bungee cord options, I mean, there's just so much option. You know, I find this is nice for when I want to put camera gear in the back. You can bungee it, you can mix it up, you can change it the way you want, you know, and it's easy and it's good quality bungees. You know, these things aren't going to go anywhere. So I find this for extra storage is nice when you need it. I'm not using it too much, but it's there. Then in the front, there's a really nice storage section here, but I find personally to get into it, you've got to take this whole bungee off. Now I've been leaving this open most of the time because I find that this is nice for me just to throw an anchor into, or to throw something in that's maybe, if it's out of the way, I can still reach over and access it. But for most part, I haven't been using this section too much. I feel it's a little bit wasted at this stage, but it's because I've got so many other options, you know. So I find this space for me right now I don't really use. You do have this cover that you can put over it, and I've just hit a GoPro mount on there, and that just makes it easy for me to use for what I need. But when you are on the water and you are reaching over, this does become a little bit of a technical thing to close up again after you've opened it up. So I find that it's not as you can see, it's not as simple as what I would like it to be. So I'm going to be playing with this a little bit more. I find that luckily I do have the space here, and I'm going to see if I can't somehow maybe get a bit of a hinge in here where I can possibly hinge this open, and then put one or two little latches here so that I can open it easier. But for most part, that is the kayak inside out. I find that for me and my need, this is the perfect kayak. It fits right in the middle of the Pro Series and the entry level, and I find that this to me is just, it's exactly what I need, and I can't see that I would need anything else anytime soon. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you support the channel. Check out our products. I'll put a link below on where you can find all the Vanhunks products. They are simply incredible products, and yeah, shoot us some comments and see where we can help. But yeah, that is the Zambezi 10-inch, and it is a simply incredible kayak. I find that it'll give you everything you need to start off with, and it's just really, really nice. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let us know what you think, and the next time we'll probably do some gear, show you a little bit of the fishing rods we use. We'll show you some of the accessories that we've got for these guys. We've got a huge amount of accessories coming in, so let us know what you think.